Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm here today for water. And that includes Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for July 21st to the 27th, 2019. And as I say, I will do the quick reading, and then if there's any questions, I'll do 4 or 5. And then I'm going to off because I still have air to do later on in the day. I've already done earth and fire, and if I say so myself, I think they turned out pretty decent. Hi, Rachel. So the first card I pulled was giving and receiving. And giving and receiving. And giving and receiving, it's in our world generally, it's still easier for us to give rather than to receive. Unfortunately, there should be a balance of energy. So if you're always giving, you're not receiving, and it creates an imbalance in the energy. So that's very important. A very important card for you, water, because water is a very giving element until it becomes angry, i.e. storms, snowstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. And then it's not giving. So we want to get to the place where giving and receiving is automatic. So the first card for water is a Six of Wands. And well, Six of Wands is a good card. It's a very good card for a base card, actually, because, again, it's a card of putting in the effort, receiving the rewards. And if you know anything about racehorses, they work very hard to get to the peak, and they have to time it to the right, because if they overwork, they're not as good as if they are just at that certain peakness. And what covers you? Well, another good card is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands I'm always happy to get, because it says that the people involved are very good at what they do. They have an ability to make things work for them, because they know how to manage. They've got the skills. So basically, you've put in the effort and you have the skills this week. And I remember it's only a week long. So it bodes well for the week's energy so far. So what's behind is strength. And the strength card is not being strong and powerful. Basically, it's actually a card of leveling up, but leveling up in such a way that you leave behind that which is no longer necessary. So look at that, 2 major arcana in a row. And they both basically have a similar meaning. So one is the Wheel of Fortune and one is the Strength card. The Strength card is more individualistic in that you leave behind the baser emotions. And when I say baser emotions, they're baser emotions to the level you are at now, not that they are necessarily bad emotions. What also just passed for you, water, is the Wheel of Fortune, and that is energy as a whole. You're all water people have leveled up to another level. So this week, if this card is telling the truth, should be a relatively smooth week. And the way I read the energy, I think we're just going to have to say yes, we've leveled up and smooth. Maybe not. I would not guarantee smooth. But what it has done for you, and you get the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is, again, it's a card of change. It's a card of change that you created. And everything that so far we've talked about is change, but and because you've leveled up and left the baser emotions behind, your heart is opening. And what does that mean for you? Well, it means for you that you're open to receiving joy and happiness. So not only can you give, you should be now open to receiving. But in the meantime, let's see what happens in this, because that's happening right now. You're open to receiving and caring. The heart is an extremely important part of the spiritual growth, or part of just living every day. Is with your heart is open. That doesn't mean that somebody can come along and say, hey, I got a ticket for parking the wrong place. Can you take it and take it and pretend it's yours? It doesn't mean that at all. It means your heart is open, and when the guy comes along and tries to scam you, you say, oh, absolutely not. But thank you for the offer. It was, I know that I learned that lesson. I don't need to learn it again. Having a heart opening makes you more powerful, makes you stronger, and it makes you, makes it so that, that when people pull things on you, hurt, or for instance, if you're in love and the guy walks away, makes it stronger for you to not allow that person to hurt you. So people close their heart down, but in actual fact, they should be opening their heart up big if they want not to hold that energy of hurt and pain in. So what happens directly after that for the rest of the week is the Ten of Pentacles, which suggests that something big is coming along. Well, of course it's big. We keep getting change cards, right? So something big is coming along. You have a lot of support. Your family, when I say family, I mean extended family. People have passed over, guides, angels, and maybe even people in this lifetime too. Generally, as a rule, people like you and I, we don't always come from spiritual families. So if we came from a spiritual family, then yes, we have that support. And some people come from a family where they just support you regardless. But if they don't, it's not a big deal. So what does that lead us to? It's Four of Wands. Things are coming together, and they're coming together in a way that will cause you to celebrate. Because we have been through the stage where we had to be patient, we had to wait for other things to catch up to us. So this week for you, water, it does appear not to have a lot of, and double negative, I realize that, not a lot of negative ups and downs. It's not going like that. It's a little bit smoother this week. Let's touch wood that is actually so, because Eight of Wands, and I'm going to leave that as your last card. The rest of the cards are really good, but this is the perfect one to end on, because this basically starts a new reading. And again, Eight of Wands is a card where you're very happy, you're on top of the world, but you're also very grounded. And grounding is one of the things that I have been talking about over and over and over again for the last month. Because without grounding, you're going to go nowhere fast. So these are the cards that are coming up. Two major arcana, Wands, Ace of Wands. But they're positive, really positive. But I'm going to go and end on the Ace of Cups, because it's opening up the beginning of joy and happiness. And to get to that, you're going to go through all these wonderful other cards. So, and this is only a week, right? It's not a lifetime. Though for some people it is the beginning of a new life. So enjoy. So what this tells me then is not that you need to learn it, but you have learned it and you're beginning. We're going to you're going to utilize the caring and giving. And where does it take you to? It takes you to the most important thing of all, balance. Okay, and that is what we need: grounding, balance. It's all the same thing. So I see there are a lot of questions there. I will answer 4, maybe 5, but this is not a live interactive. But I will answer 4 or 5 simply because I enjoy doing it. Tuesday, at 6 o'clock Pacific time, thereabouts, because life happens, I will come back on for a live interactive. So my daughter will go through and read the first 3 or 4 or 5. After that, I can't do it twice. All right. And I still have one more to go through. I still have air, my alma mater, so to speak. All right.
So you're in luck because it's more comments than questions.
Oh, good, because there's a lot of them. I
Yeah.
thought, wow, they look like questions.
Yeah, no, they're more comments than questions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Like, I love listening to you talk, and thank you so much. And
I appreciate that, because I'm sitting here and I'm reading the cards and I know them inside out, but sometimes my brain goes, oh no, what do I say next? Well, not often, really.
But our first question comes from Rachel Snow.
Hi, Rachel.
And she asks, will I get married?
Indubitably. When is another question. Yes, and you're going to make a gorgeous bride. I see you. I see your face lit up with joy at the day of the marriage, and you've got this huge long train, and you have to lift it up and carry it over your arm when you want to walk. But you're so excited and so happy. And guess what? You're wearing running shoes underneath the bride's dress, simply because most people do. I understand that now, but they are sequined, if that helps. But they are more comfortable. But the look on your face is just pure joy. So yes, you are going to get married. And I don't think you're going to be an old lady when you do it, because you still look really young and when I see you. Okay.
Next, Lori Dotson says, I want to know who keeps sending me bad vibes. I have had so much bad stuff coming towards me, but somehow things don't touch me the way they want. I rise higher, forgive them, and move on.
You know, you answered yourself. You don't really need to know who it is. I can tell you anyhow. I could probably tell you what they look like, what they feel like. But honestly, I don't think you need it. If you can rise above it, that is the absolutely best way to do it. And congratulations, I am impressed. That is a huge, huge growth spurt. And the more you vibe, now that's actually the best way to deal with negative vibes, is to rise above them. All right. And I can tell you what, next time if you come on for air, I'll answer a different question, but that one doesn't need it. You answered it and you're doing great.
Our next question comes from Star One. What's going on with the Leo? I'm ready for communication. Thanks.
Is there another? Did she add?
She repeated
okay.
it and took it away.
Okay. So what's going on with the Leo? You do realize it's retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and Chiron retrograde, right? Not too much is going to happen right now, especially with Chiron, because that's the healing planet. And if you've noticed, most of your friends and family have going through pulling out their hair times, which is normal. I mean, we won't remember it so much. It's like if you ever had given birth, you don't remember the child pain. You just remember holding the baby in your arm and how wonderful it is. So we're in a birthing period right now. So let me ask Leo what he's doing. He's just playing. It's not that he's not aware of you. He's got things he's doing right now. I'm going to give you some unsolicited advice. If you're not already the number one in his life, walk away. And that is very unsolicited, I know, because no woman falls out of love that easily. But he's having fun. He's playing. Looks like he's putzing around with whatever his interests are right now. And right off the bat, it is not another female. It is things. He's playing with things. And if he lived in this area, it would be cars, fishing, hunting. Not this time of year, but if he lives in another area, it could be, uh, gaming. Gaming. He might be a gamer, or he's more interested in playing games or something like that. He's interested in doing things right now. Doesn't appear that he's quite ready for what you're ready for. Women are always ahead of the game. They always want more. Again, unsolicited advice. He's not the only fish in the sea. And the people tend to forget that. But be patient, because he can't always be in that position. Sometimes, somewhere, he may choose to look up and go, oh, yeah, life is passing me by. I better do something.
Our last question comes from Jorge Najera, and he asks, guidance for the week. And my reply to this is, wait until we turn off this live video and rewatch it from the beginning. It will give you, if you are a water, is it water?
Yep.
If you are a water sign, you will get your reading of the week.
If you're not, air's coming up, and fire and earth have already been done. But let me see what I can find out, Jorge. I love the name Jorge.
We had a cat named Jorge.
We did have a cat. He was absolutely the best cat ever. He would run down the hall at nighttime about 3 o'clock in the morning, and my door to my bedroom would be open. He would jump off and spring off my bottom and use it as a rebound to run back up the hallway again. He was absolutely the best cat ever. Jorge. Not that we named him after somebody we knew who was named Jorge. Not that the cat was the reason I like the name. So, Jorge, I apologize for what I'm about to say, but your guides say lighten up a bit. Go out there and enjoy life a little bit more. Go out and do things that are more fun for you. You're very intense. You're very single-minded, and sometimes you wear yourself out by being very intense. So go out, go to that movie that's The Lion King's out. Go do something unusual. Summertime is a time to have fun. You know that song, Summertime, and living is easy. Make your life easy for a while. You can go back to heavy duty later on. All right. But if there's a special restaurant you really enjoy, get one of your friends, a couple of your friends, and go out and eat, enjoy, chat. So what everything they show me is you relaxing, spending a bit more time, just enjoying life. So we're done?
Yep, we're done.
Awesome.
The rest are just saying hello. And Debbie from New Zealand says hello. Have a fabulous
Hi, Debbie.
week. Give a pet to your dogs from me.
I will. And Debbie, Sabi, our animal communicator, couldn't make it today because her daughter is having a foot operation. She broke her foot very badly, unfortunately. And she's at this moment sitting in the hospital waiting for the operation.
Yep.
So there's Rachel Snow.
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
If anybody else has any questions, join us on Tuesday, where we will have a 1-hour Q&A live interactive,
Which sometimes lasts 90 minutes. My sense of an hour is kind of skewed.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, wait until then. If they are pressing, we will be doing another live weekly in
a few hours. I'm going to go have a nap.
So if you have a pressing question, come back then. Otherwise, please wait until Tuesday when we have our normal Q&A. Thank you.
Okay. Namaste. Namasko.